Project Kyle. I'm Margaret.
I'm Kyle.
Okay.
Okay, so imagine this. You're at the mall, you're shopping, you're having fun, when, unbeknownst to you, your car's being broken into. What do you do about it? For most people in this situation, they don't know that their car alarm's gone off, and by the time they get out, they realize their car is gone. So with our project, we hope to change that.
Using Arduino technology, we have developed a software that looks for an electronic signal within your car and text messages you whenever your car alarm's gone off. And so you are told right when your car alarm's gone off, and you can go ahead and fix the problem right then and there. We've looked on the Arduino website and we found some source coding on there. We've used that to kind of develop our software a little bit and gone up from there. We've got some interest that have helped us out as well, kind of offshoot it from there. And with in regards to our technology, we use just a personal phone SIM card, and we've just put that on the device, and have been able to connect it to a car, and connect it to a rear light, and test it with the rear light, and it has worked in text message and phone before as well. We hope to demonstrate that for you tonight too.
And then for our project price, we projected to go $250, but we stayed under price by $60 and only went to $190. And then we had funding with the Arduino device as the board right here and right there by Mr. Ackerman and Mrs. Ackerman, which helped us fund that. And then all we needed from that was the SIM card, which we used from Trey. And then we had Margaret and her dad and Mrs. and Mr. Ackerman help us with coding. And that's where we went from there, from that.
You ready to test it out?
Yes.
May we use one of your phone numbers for it?
318.
You want me to go out and break a windshield?
Oh, yeah, that would be good. 318-573-3467.
So for the purposes of this demonstration, we have a little bit different code. Everything's typed in, text message is typed in, but when we went onto the car, everything was hard-coded in. So we had the phone number designated already, and the text message designated already, and constantly looking for a signal.
Nice.
There you go. The car's been triggered.
What did it say? It says car alarm triggered.
There you go.
So is this something that would be added on to an existing car? How compatible is it with varying car manufacturers, or what does it connect to, I guess? I mean, it connects to the car alarm? Is it an add-on, or how are you planning on integrating it into the car itself?
Well, it looks for an electronic signal, and we have actually put it into the fuse box and some other places in the car, but we've ran into some problems with doing that because there's always an electronic signal running through, and so it would change what we're looking for. And so for the purposes of proving the concept, we tested it by connecting to the brake light.
Oh, I get it. Normally when the car alarm goes off, the brake lights are flat. So when I'm driving my car, how do I tell it not to go off then?
Well, that's
When
part
I
of
hit the brakes. So I don't get a text every time I hit the brakes.
Well, rather than targeting the lights and the horn and other things like that, we'd be targeting the sensors. So whenever your car alarm's been triggered, usually there's sensors that tell it's been triggered, and the door and the windows, and not in the windows, but around the car, and we would connect it to the sensor specifically, that whenever the sensors are triggered, then the device would be triggered rather than this. But because it is a proof of concept system, we haven't developed it that far. Yeah, but that's what we hope to take it into the future. Be a little bit more reliable than every time you break, get a text message.
So it's a really interesting concept. So I guess the question is, what's your next step? What would you do with it?
I'm glad you asked. Kyle, we're going to talk about that.
Well, from that, we could either add GPS to that to pin the location, say your car got broken into, and they traveled 10 miles away. You'll be able to pinpoint it, when they stole it and then where they drove it and all that. And then we also put the time and you could do the speed and stuff, I guess. And then,
I was coming from a different standpoint.
oh, okay.
You got a very interesting concept.
Yes.
Now, what would be your plan to market that? Would you sell it to a company? Would you?
Probably.
What do you do with it?
Probably straight to the car manufacturer where they could put it in when they sell the car.
You try and license it in essence.
Basically. Yes.
be a little bit more reasonable to do that, with where we are with this right now. That's where we were hoping, to go to the manufacturer directly. That way it's already installed in the car, and that way it's already in the consumer's hands.
I actually don't see how you couldn't do both. You know, you go talk to LoJack or whatever and say, hey, this is something you can talk to your manufacturer about, say, hey, our car comes installed with LoJack, or you can get this aftermarket thing, you know, with LoJack. You can, you know, for a low price of whatever, you can come in and we'll install LoJack on your car. So I think you should almost go at it both directions, so you can get, because there's a lot of cars out on the road that don't have it, you know, currently none do. So, but I think it's a great little product. I think it'd be cool. Since it's sensor based, I guess you don't have to worry about hacking or anything of it, or, because I'm worried about security to disable it, to get somebody to disable it, or, you know.
Well, one thing that we were hoping to take us into the future is being able to, since this device can also receive text messages and do something based on what it receives, is be able to text message this device and tell it to turn the car on and off as well. But as far as security goes, there's not a whole lot that it could do other than just turn the car alarm on and off. So we're not looking at like, take control of the steering and put it in full throttle.
Well, it might be interesting though if you did have the appropriate, well, once again, security would be bad, but you could shut the car off, you know. If something comes over the speaker system, dear driver, you have 10 seconds to pull over, otherwise the car's gonna turn off in the middle of the road. Anyway, it's cool.
You working on the patent?
We not currently, we were looking, before, and at the time that we began this, we couldn't find anything. I will say that in a few months into this project, something was released that was already out there with the GPS and all this other stuff out there too already too. So it kind of beat us to it.
Yeah.
But,
Because, okay, the next one. The next one.
My question is really simple. What is your plan of action to get attention for this product, your advertising, marketing?
It's a good question. Well, with where we are right now with the project and just with our lives right now, going to college and with something already out, it's a little, just with our focuses wouldn't be able to be brought to this with just where we are with life and all that. I think ideally if we were to do that, we would simplify this device down a lot. We bought this because it was a commercially available device, a board and a shield already made up. We would simplify that down to where it only has what it needs. Be a lot smaller, be a lot cheaper to produce, and then talk to a manufacturer and a dealership. And talk to
What I could leave y'all with is basically social media is free, and it's something that you can shoot video with the cheapest of cameras to your cell phone and be able to start getting attention to your product. And I come from a background where I've built a company completely with no advertising, just all through social media. So that's one avenue I'd highly recommend that you guys use.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have one. How much did you envision that this product would cost?
Well, ideally, we didn't want it to be too expensive, but we did understand that in buying a car, there's sometimes things can be a little bit more than just buying it at Walmart. So we were thinking maybe anywhere really from
200 to 299 in there. So
as far as like, I mean, right now it's kind of hard to pinpoint an exact price because this isn't the final product.
Right.
This is just the proof of concept. Sure. And especially with manufacturing, cost goes down with more being produced. I think if we were to go forward with that, we could probably help pinpoint as far as price better.
Okay.
Any other questions?